And here we go. 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
White takes the heat.
Red takes the heat.
Take the heat!
Take the Heat, a podcast powered by LiveHeats, the all-in-one platform for modern sports competition. Try it now at LiveHeats.com. LiveHeats has wrapped up your year. Have you competed in an event or series that's been run through LiveHeats in 2022? You can now see event data like never before. We've drawn all the comp data from action sports across the globe. Simply head to analytics.liveheats.com, select your sport and the club or organization that hosted your event, and see where you finished the year. If you're an organization, you'll see stats that could shape your future. Like Mike Hall said, setting small goals is key to success. Seeing your stats could set you up for some achievable goals and big heat wins in 2023. Take a look today. And if you're not using LiveHeats yet, jump on and start a free trial now at liveheats.com. Change the game for your sport in 2023 with LiveHeats. To wrap up 2022, we caught up with Mako Musilunas. Who is Mako? He's a 14-year-old from South Carolina. Through LiveHeats Wrapped, we uncovered that he surfed in 132 heats, rode 920 scored waves, won 25 events, and 71 individual heats in 2022. We wanted to find out who the busiest surfer in the world was, what he thought about this unexpected result, and what his goals are for the year ahead. What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Take the Heat. I'm your host, Mitchell Salazar, and today's guest is none other than Mako Musilunas. Mako, welcome, and thanks for joining the pod. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You not only broke 2 records for LiveHeats in 2022, 132 heats surfed, first of all, 920 scored waves ridden, That's an incredible record, first of all. But what kind of incited you to surf that many heats and ride that many waves throughout one calendar year?
So basically all started beginning of last year. I set a goal for myself, try to put myself as in many heats as possible. Like I said earlier, try to keep myself in shape for the bigger contest. Here on the East Coast, we have something called the ESA Regional Championships and the Eastern Surf Championships. So those are kind of what I strive for. I just pretty much work my hardest and try to get myself to the level as everyone else is on to surf those contests.
You're also a wrestler too, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I've wrestled for 8 years now, ever since I was 6 years old. So
you're only 14 years old. You're a great wrestler. You're a great surfer. What are your competitive aspirations moving forward between both sports?
My goal is to try to be an inspiration towards others, I guess you could say. Just be a good role model towards the people that are younger than me. For me right now, I look up to other people like Cam Richards and Luke Gordon. I don't know if you've heard of them, but those are kind of people I look up to, and I want to be like them as I get older and more experienced through surfing.
So you obviously compete in the board riders events too. Which is your local board riders club?
So actually right now, in our county, in our state, we're kind of working on it. So I tend to ride for other people, like down in Folly Beach and Charleston in our area. I really try to surf in any event, like I said. But for them, if I was going to have to ride for board riders, it'd be, Southern South Carolina Board Riders Club.
Okay, so you mentioned Cam Richards, Luke Gordon. Those are both South Carolina boys. As an East Coaster of the United States yourself, obviously I'd have to say that Kelly Slater is the most accomplished surfer. But what about the victory of Balaram Stock at the Vance Pipe Masters too? Was that inspiring to yourself?
Yes, sir, it was. It's also one of those contests. So back in, I think, last March, I finally got to experience Hawaii and pipeline and all that. So, just being out there in the contest, just to be part of it is my goal. Not necessarily to win it, but to have fun and do my best in it.
So here are some stats for you too, Mako. I mean, I already said your 2 accomplishments were incredible, especially within one calendar year. But here at LiveHeats, almost 100,000 events, 100,000 athletes. We had close to 3,000 events, and you led 2 different categories. You mentioned you want to be an inspiration to others. You're only 14. Like, that's incredible, first of all. So congratulations.
When I saw that, like I was so pumped. Like words can't explain how excited I was. To myself, I mean, it's a big deal, but um, also to my dad, I really look up to him, and to make him proud, it's a really big deal for me.
I love to hear it. What are some of your aspirations outside of the bow sports? I mean, you mentioned that you want to be a good role model within the sport, but outside of it, do you have any collegiate, any educational aspirations yourself?
So right now for school wise, I want to maintain a 4.0 GPA. That's my main goal. And then outside of school, there's something called the Surf Dreams Foundation. It's ran by someone named Phil Jackson. Um, he pretty much goes around to people in need and gives them boards, leashes, whatever they need to start their surfing career. Um, Donates money to charity, does all that stuff. Um, and I have a couple other friends, AJ Jackson, pretty much Phil Jackson's whole family. They keep me positive and right around the right people. Um,
All right, this is a big surfing question, and obviously coming from the East Coast. How did you get started into the sport, and what kind of sparked your fire for competition alongside the ESA comps?
so when I was little, um, my dad used to go surfing all the time. Um, he believed I was like too small to go surfing with them, so he would pretty much leave the house every day, and I was wondering where he went. So I begged him to take me one day. So one day, he took me to the beach, and that's where I found my love for it. When I first started surfing was around 3.5, and I didn't remember it, but the first time I was on an actual board was at 6 months old. He just laid me down like ankle high waves, pushing me into them. Um, but yeah, I mean, as I kept going to the beach, learning more about it, I got like almost mesmerized by like the other people out there. Um, Believe it or not, there's actually a lot of good local surfers around here. For instance, there's some guy named Chris Moore, really fast surfer. Always want to be like him. He would just get lots of speed, big turns. That's pretty much it. Just kind of almost push myself to become who Chris was.
What about the kind of equipment that you ride too? I noticed through your social media that you ride a lot of Gordon Lawson's boards, aka Godzilla, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do. Um, so when I first started my surfing career, um, Cam Richards' dad, Kelly Richards, actually first started shaping up my boards, and then after that, I moved to Lost surfboards. I tried them out. I loved them, and then after that, that's where I found Godzilla. And honestly, Godzilla probably like one of the best boards I've ever ridden. Right now, I'm riding a 5.6 epoxy. It's 23 liters, and it's a squash tail, and it's bright yellow, so I can stick out.
Well, just watch out for the sharks over there if there are
Yeah.
any in South Carolina. All right, final question. What about some key pieces of advice for others moving forward? Anything that you've taken yourself out of 2022 moving into 2023, Mako?
Some advice for others, just be yourself, put yourself around the right people. Just try your best. Um, as you get into competitive surfing, uh, as I realized, it's probably better to have fun when you surf rather than take it seriously. Just kind of work your way up to the bigger contest, like as I said earlier. Just patience, take your time. Um, like don't take any big steps, just slow steps, slowly progress, work on the things you need to work on. Um, I don't know, maybe it's like turns for you, or maybe right now I'm working on my air game.
Hey, well, congratulations on a very successful year, Mako, and wish you the best of luck in 2023.
Thank you guys.
Take the heat!
This has been a Live Heats production. If you've tried and tested any of the tips from the series, let us know via Instagram. Make sure you subscribe and follow Live Heats, and we'll see you next time for Take the Heat. Take the Heat is a podcast powered by Live Heats. the all-in-one platform for modern sports competitions. Try it now at www.liveheats.com.